Om Namo Loya Sarvatrikavarti Ariyantanam. Om Namo Loya Sarvatrikavarti Siddhanam. Om Namo Loya Sarvatrikavarti Ayyanam. Om Namo Loya Sarvatrikavarti Vajjanam. Om Namo Loya Sarvatrikavarti Savanam. Om Karam Bindu Sanyuktam Nityan Dhayanti Yoginam Kamadam Mokshadam Chaiva Om Karaya Namo Namo Nama Samaysaraya Swanubhutya Chakasate Chitsabhavaya Bhavaya Sarva Bhavantarachide Agnanatimirandanam Gnana Anjana Salakaya Chaksurun Militam Yena Tasmai Sri Guruve Namah Tirthankaro Jagatana Jayavanta Varto Omkaranada Jinano Jayavanta Varto Jinana Jayavanta Varto Netirthachara Jagama Jayavanta Varto Namo Tirthanayakane Namo Omkaranadane Omkara Sangarotene Namo Te Sri Kunda Kundane Aho Upakara Jinavarano Kundano Dvani Divyano Jina Kunda Dvaniyapya Aho Te Guru Kanano Aho Te Bhagavati Matano Dhruv Achalane Anupamagati Pamel Sarve Sidane Vandi Kahon Sutta Kevali Bhasita Asamaya Prabhrata Are Om Eka Suddha Sada Arupi Jnana Darshanamaya Khare Kai Anyate Maru Jari Paramanu Matra Nati Are Jam Netrate Maj Jnana Nati Karaka Nati Vedaka Are Jani Jakaramo Daya Nirajara Bandate Maja Mokshane Om Namah Siddhebhyo Om Namah Siddhebhyo Om Sri Suddhatmane Namaha Jai Janendra. So today is October 5, 2016, and we are continuing our discussion on Samaysar. And we are on the prelude for Samaysar stanza number 11. And so we are talking about Vyavarnai and Nishchaynai. So far we have gone through in detail explanation about Vyavaharnai, means a conventional point of view. And now we are coming to the point in which we are going to discuss our further discussion on the absolute point of view. So without further delay, I'll bring the slides and we'll just go through those things, okay? Share screen, share screen. Okay, all right. So here we are on our slide. 1 second. Slideshow. Okay, so Nishchaynai, as we know, in a conventional point of view, we divide it into 4 parts. Similarly, absolute point of view, Nishchaynai is also divided into 4 parts. So we just review those 4 parts, how they are working. Number 1, first division is substance perspective, and second is a modal perspective. Substantial perspective and modal perspective. What does that mean? It means the soul substance, if we look around, as we learned so far, soul substance is a one substance, individual substance. Each substance has an infinite attributes within. Infinite knowledge, faith, conduct, eternal existence, substancehood. These kind of infinite attributes are present in a given substance. Actually, every substance in the universe, they have an infinite attribute, whether it's a soul or matter, medium of motion, medium of rest, space and time. All 6 universal substances, they have infinite attributes within. So soul as a substance having infinite attributes within, And each attribute keeps on transforming every samay, every moment keeps on transforming. Transformation is called mode, it's called modification, it's called paryay. Substance is called dravya. So dravya, gun, paryay, soul, substance, attribute, and modes. So when we have the absolute point of view, it's from the substance perspective, means total global soul's perspective. Soul as an indivisible unit, having infinite attributes within and also having infinite modes coming time to time to time to time forever and ever and ever and ever. So that soul substance is a one conglomerate consisting of infinite attributes and their modes within. And so when we talk about absolute point of view, we have to talk from substance perspective. And then other perspective is called modal perspective, paryay apeksha, means what happens from modal perspective. So when we look around, let's go through modal perspective first. Modal perspective can be seen by three different ways. Three different ways in the sense, ashuddha nishchay nay means nay from impure absolute point of view. Impure absolute point of view means ashuddha nishchay nay means it's an absolute point of view, but it's impure in nature. For example, me as a soul substance, I as a soul substance, I keep on having different inclinations all the time. For example, I was coming to my brother's place, and that's why I was late today to start the class. I was coming, and I was trying to rush through the traffic and everything. And suppose I saw the red traffic light. I didn't like it. Means inclination of aversion. Second traffic light, I passed through easily. Rag occurred, inclination of attachment occurred. Oh, I'm saving seconds and minutes and everything. So inclination of attachment, inclination of aversion, rag and dvesh, we keep on doing all the time, continuously. Rag and dvesh keeps on occurring all the time. And rag and dvesh, rag can be divided into 2 points, dvesh can be divided into 2 points, and ultimately rag means anger, ego and greed. Ego and greed are called inclination of attachment. And dvesh means inclination of aversion is called anger and deceit. So if we just say rag and dvesh, or if we can say anger, deceit, ego, greed, they mean the same thing. So whenever I'm doing, I become angry, I become egoistic, anger, deceit, ego, greed, all kind of inclination occurring within me, they are called impure absolute point of view. Why? Because they are occurring within me as a soul. It doesn't happen in this pen. Pen doesn't have inclination of attachment, but I can have inclination of attachment to this pen because this is my pen, for example. So what it is called, because inclination of attachment, inclination of aversion, they are occurring in me as a soul substance. And if we further divide them, anger, deceit, ego, greed, occurring within me as a soul substance. So that is my undertaking. I'm doing anger, deceit, ego, greed because I'm doing that one, but they are not my real nature. If they are my real nature, then they will stay with me forever. Me means even liberated soul. Siddha Bhagwan also has to have anger, deceit, ego, and greed, but he doesn't have it. Aryan Bhagwan has to have anger, deceit, ego, greed. He doesn't have it. Monk, he has anger, deceit, ego, greed is such a minuscule as if it's non-existent. Suppose I become angry right now. How long that anger lasts? I'm angry. My brother will say, come on, just calm down, don't worry. Things happen. Some people are like, what? And then I cool down, calm down. So my anger doesn't remain with me forever because they are not my real nature, number one, because they can be removed. That's why they are called impurity within me. If it's purity, then it should not leave from me at all. But it's impure state, that's why they go away. But because they are occurring within me, that's why they are called impure absolute point of view. But it is also occurring in the mode, paryay. It is transient in nature. If I'm angry right now, it lasts for minute, 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, half an hour, 1 hour, day, 2 days, then what? It cools down, it goes away because it's a paryay, it's a modification. So it is from absolute point of view, modal perspective, impure absolute point of view. From modal perspective, right? So we understand that part. Now that I have this anger, deceit, ego, greed occurring within me all the time and everything, then Acharya Bhagwan gives us information. Kunkun Acharya Bhagwan wrote down Samaysar. Gurudev Sri analyzed Samaysar. He explained to us the real meaning of the nature of the soul. Who am I? What is my real nature? Why I'm existing over here? Since how long I'm existing? All those information that our learned saints that gave us, then my thought process started. Says, yeah, am I supposed to behave with the anger, deceit, ego, greed? And as a result, bind the karma and continue my transmigratory cycle forever and ever and ever? No. I can give up this anger, deceit, ego, and greed because my real nature is peace. My real nature is to know. My real nature is to have bliss within me. My real nature is to have happiness coming from within me. Once I realize those kind of things, then I take my attention away from the alien belongings of the universe. This is my pen, this is my shirt, this is my computer, this is my brother's, all kind of attachments that I have they become loose. And now I realize myself. I have a self-experience. That self-experiencing phase is called enlightenment, samyak darshan, right faith, atma darshan, atma anubhuti, all kind of names that is given because now I have realized my soul, because my faith until now was directed to alien objects of the universe. Now it is brought back to my original nature. My true nature is to know, to have a bliss, to have happiness, and they all are within me. When I realize that, I experience myself, and that is called Samyak Darshan state. Remember, I still have impurities, but majority of the impurity went away. Right now, when I don't have Samyak Darshan, means I am engrossed into the alien belongings of the universe. What are the alien belongings? Closest is my body. This body is mine, this body is mine, this body is mine. I'm sleeping, that idea continues. While I'm doing activities, that idea continues. And so this is called my alien belonging. My faith is directed to the outside material world. My faith is directed to my body. And as a result of body, then my car and my house and my family and my money and my job and all kind of things. So all those faith that is directed to the alien belongings, Now I bring it back to myself, my eternal soul substance. When I bring the faith to me, to me, to me, then the modification occurring from my soul, it's called, right, it's called, sorry, the when I just bring my faith to myself, then the modification coming is a pure modification. That's called Samyak Darshan. That called, now when that phase started, previously when I had alien belongings, attachment, that means I was on the first spiritual developmental stage. First Gunsthanak, Mithyatva Gunsthanak, wrong belief Gunsthanak, wrong belief spiritual development stage, which I'm there since time infinite in the past. Because since time infinite, I just said body is mine, body is mine, body is mine, body is mine. That kind of feeling I have all the time. Now I gave up that feeling. Now I came within, and it's called Samyak Darshan. Means I came on fourth spiritual developmental stage. Samyak Darshan. Enlightenment, right faith, Atma Darshan, Atma Anubhuti. So when that thing happens, means my purity started, it is beginning of the purity occurred, but still there is part of the impurity is still within me. Remember one thing, when I'm having the alien attachment, that means I am in the mithyatva, that means I'm in wrong faith since time infinite in the past. Now when I have the experiencing of my soul, when I bring the faith to my eternal soul substance, then within that moment, when the faith from the alien objects comes back to me, within that moment, I have shading of the sum of the karma occurs that they are with me for a long time. Actually, that purity is almost 99+%. But still there is some impurity still left behind. And gradually, with my personal effort, I keep on purifying myself further. And once I become 100% pure, then it's called omniscient stage. But that is called 13th spiritual development stage. Keval Gnan Termu Gunsthanak. So, when I had the alien attachment, my faith is directed to outside world. I'm in a mithyatva Gunsthanak, wrong faith spiritual development stage, first Gunsthanak. When I bring the faith to my eternal soul substance, then I'm on a fourth spiritual development stage. From 4th to 12th, I keep on purifying further and further and further. And once I reach the 13th spiritual development stage, means I'm totally pure right now. So, what happens at the time? When I do the rag and dvesh, I'm the impure absolute point of view. But when I realize my soul and I bring my faith to myself, then it is called Ek Desh Shuddha Nishchani, means partial absolute point of view, means I have purity has started within me. So this modification, this mode, this pariyai is called partial purity, because there is still some impurity left behind, but that will go away now gradually. No, there is nothing to worry about it. So what happened here? When I directed faith from outside, I brought it back to myself inside, then it is called Samyak Darshan, and then it's called partial absolute point of view. So I have a partial absolute point of view started, and then I continue my further purity, and I reach the 13th spiritual development stage, and I have complete purity within me. So it's called Suddha Nishchani, or pure absolute point of view.
14th.
No, 13th. This is 13th still. That's 13th. So it's called Aryan stage. Aryan stage. So 13 is a Keval Gnan stage. Keval Gnan, Keval Darshan, Avyabad, Sukh and everything. So this is, sorry. So this one, this is the first one, impure modal point of view is my rag and dvesh, my inclination of attachment and aversion, my anger, deceit, ego, greed. Then when I bring faith to myself, then I go from first spiritual development stage to fourth spiritual development stage. And that is called partial absolute point of view, partial pure absolute point of view. Then I continue my further improvement and I go up to 13th spiritual development stage and I take all my anger, deceit, ego, greed, totally remove. And now I have a complete pure knowledge, which is called omniscience knowledge. And at that time, my modification has pure knowledge mode coming pure and pure and pure and pure, coming every moment forever since then onward. So it's called Suddha Nishchay or pure absolute point of view. So these are the modal perspective we saw it. Modal perspective means they're transient in nature. Transient in nature means they last for one samay only. For example, in the impure absolute point of view, I have an anger, but it doesn't last forever. So it's a modal perspective. The Ekdesh Shuddha Nishchay means partial absolute point of view, means I have a purity which keeps on increasing day by leaps and bounds. So that purity stage is also fluid in this nature, in the sense it keeps on going towards an improvement. And then when I'm coming to the absolute, pure absolute point of view, pure absolute absolute point of view, then I have the purity occurring in my mode, pure mode, second mode is pure, third mode is pure, fourth parya is pure, fifth parya is pure, 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 pure. But again, it is still a mode because that mode lasts for one samay, but next is pure, third is pure, fourth is pure, so it keeps on going like that. For example, if we are seeing a fall, when we are standing in front of Niagara Fall, we see the continuous flow of the water. It's a one stream of water we see it. But in actuality, if we go nearer, then each droplet starts from the top, comes down, second droplet. So like that it happens. Samely here, pure, absolute pure point of view means pure mode, next is pure, third is pure, fourth, forever and ever and ever. But again, it is called mode. Mode's life is one samay, one moment. So these are the three things we saw it from modal perspective. Absolute, impure absolute point of view, partial pure point of view, and complete pure point of view. There are three things occurring in a mode. This one is Asuddha Nishchay occurs in the first gun sthanak. Ekdesh Shuddha Nishchay occurs from 4th to 12th gun sthanak, and Suddha Nishchay occurs at 13 and 14 gun sthanak and beyond means Siddha Bhagwan. So these are the modal perspectives.
So, yeah, Param Suddha Nishchay and Suddha Nishchay. Which same? Almost same.
No, we are coming to that point right now.
Okay.
Now, so we understood the modal perspective for all these three divisions. Now we are coming to a substantial perspective. Substantial perspective is only one thing. Param Suddha Nishchay means Naya for supreme pure soul. What's the difference? Here, in a modal perspective, that mode lasts for one samay only, one moment only, and it just utpat, vyay. Utpat, vyay. Origination, cessation. Origination, cessation. So that keeps on going forever in the mode. While we are talking in substantial perspective, substance is there for eternal thing. It's an eternity. It's there. It's there for sure. For example, there's a gold in the mine, which is sitting there since ages, since time infinite. And then we decided that I would like to get that gold. So I went in the mine and I dug the rocks and everything, and some dirt came out. And I'm the expert in knowing which dirt has a gold element. I know about it, so I brought that dirt at home. Then I did the purification and I put that dirt into the fire, and dirt became one side and gold came out on the other side. And from that gold, I made the jewelry, I made the ring, I made the earring, I made the necklace, I made the whatever bracelet, whatever things I made it. Or I just kept that gold into the locker. Now, the gold which was present in the mine for time infinite in the past, mixed with the dirt, but gold particles were gold particles. Then I took the dirt out, still the gold particles present, gold particle is gold particle. Then it went through the fire, the gold particle still remained the same way. Then it came out as a gold, pure gold on the other side, it's still gold particles. And then I made the ornaments, it's still gold particles. And then I made the lump sum of the gold and kept it in my locker in the bank. Still it's gold. Gold is a gold, is a gold, is a gold forever, ever and ever and ever. Yes, it was mixed with the dirt. Yes, it is mixed with the dirt in the fire. Yes, it is a pure form with the gold, or it's in the form of ornament. But gold is a gold, is a gold. Same way, I'm the soul. I was in the lowest form of life in the past. From the lowest form of life called Nigod. Then I came to 1 sense life, and 2 sense life, and 3 sense life, and 4 sense life, and 5 sense life, and I became 5 sense sentient life. I become human being. Then I may go to heaven, I may go to hell, I may go to subhuman life. All those transmigration I keep on doing forever and ever and ever and ever. Soul is always the soul. Soul never changed. Soul, when it was in the lowest form of life, Nigod, that was also pure soul as a substance. When that soul became 2 sense life, 3 sense life, 4 sense life, 5 sense life, human being, hellish soul, heavenly soul, subhuman, all those times, soul is a soul, is always pure. Sure, it is mixed with the different bodies and everything, so there is impurity in the mode. But soul as a substance, it remains pure forever. And that soul becoming pure forever in the soul as a substance perspective, then it is called Param Suddha Nishchay. That is its characteristics. For example, now I'll give you one example. I ask my brother to go to market and I just say, bring oranges for me because I want to drink orange juice. I want to drink fresh oranges. He goes to market. What does it do? He does discrimination. All the fruit section is there and he says, no, that's apple. No, this is banana. No, this is pear. Oh, this is orange. So he had the discrimination. He found out what's the real characteristics of an orange. It has to be orange color, it should be round, it should be whatever. And so he had those particular characteristics in his mind. And so he says, no, that's banana, or that's an apple, or that's pear, but this is orange. So from the big, huge heap of fruits, he picked up only orange. because he knows the characteristics of an orange. He brings it home. So he says, Kirit bhai, I brought the orange for you that you asked for it. Why did you say it's orange? Because I know that this is orange because there are certain characteristics. It's a red, it's an orange in color, and it's a round in nature. It's certain feel is there and everything. It has a certain sweet smell coming out. So it is orange. These are its attributes. These are the characteristics of an orange. Okay. So he brought the orange for me. But I'm not interested in orange. I'm interested in orange juice. So he said, okay, you want orange juice. So he goes and he takes the skin out, and then he just does extract the juice out, and now he gives me orange juice in a glass. And says, okay, you wanted to have orange juice, this orange juice. I said, why this is orange juice now? Give me the characteristics of the orange juice. Because it is sweet, because it's orange in color, it's liquid, and you taste it, you will love it. So, how did the discrimination started? First, in the different fruit sections, he found it out what is orange's characteristics. Then when he brings the orange at home, then he says, wait a second, this is orange, but real thing in the orange is orange juice. I want to have it. So real thing, so orange, the skin is not good, the pulp is not good, only the juice present within. So he's going to throw the pulp out, he's going to throw the skin out, and he's going to keep the juice. Similarly here, when I have 6 substances in front of me, universal substances, and I say to somebody, hey, I want to know the soul, show me the soul. So you went out and you said, oh, this is the soul. Why soul? Because it's consciousness. Upyog lakshanam jivaha.
Kirit uncle?
Yes.
Can I just ask you a quick question?
Yes.
So you were talking about the spiritual states when we were talking about the modal perspective.
Yes.
So for the substance perspective, when you're talking about param shuddha nishay, would that be 13th and 14th gunstana of the pure soul only?
No. Soul as a substance.
Just as a pure substance is all you're talking about there.
Because every substance is pure, only there is impurity in the mode. So the substance of a soul as a substance present in Nigod, lowest form of life, that also is pure substance. Remember the gold? Remember that gold? Gold, yeah. In the mind forever sitting there, gold is a gold. The gold mixed with the dirt, gold is a gold.
So can I try and rephrase it?
Yeah.
So instead of talking about the gunstanaks, the point is that I'm just trying to figure out the difference between the two blue.
Yes.
Boxes. So then on the left side, the substance perspective is just pure soul, irregardless of Gunstanak and irregardless of the mode, it's just the pure soul. Is that what that point is there?
And so you are a pure soul.
Regardless of Gunstanak modes or any attachment, anything.
Yes. Because you
That's what this point
pure
is.
Soul regardless from substance perspective. Why you are a pure soul? Because you are not a glass of water. So you are not a pudgal. You are a soul. You are a soul substance. So you are not a medium of motion substance. You are not medium of race substance. You are not time substance. You are not a space substance, but you are a soul substance. And what is the characteristics of that soul substance? That it has a knowledge attribute, knowledge mode within. So anybody having knowledge mode is called soul substance, for example.
Okay, so I have a next question then.
Yeah.
So then the Param Shuddha Nishay Nai to me appears to be a perspective, but if you truly are having the perspective of a pure soul, then it would be like the Shuddha Nishay Nai.
No. See,
almost like the Shuddha. Because that is about the modifications being pure.
but so pure modification and a soul substance are entirely two different animals.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Okay.
So any living being is called pure soul from substance perspective.
Right.
Now, that person could be criminal from moral perspective. He has killed so many people, moral perspective. He has done tremendous amount of donation, moral perspective. He has done a fantastic work, moral perspective. But everybody are pure soul from substance perspective, as that gold is a pure in the mind and pure in the ornaments. Gold is a gold is a gold. Soul is a soul is a soul, wherever it is from substance perspective. Now, question to answer, settle down that question in your mind. What I have a pure soul, I'm the pure soul from within. But my modification is always going towards the alien objects of the universe. I have never realized that I'm the pure soul substance, because for time infinite, I have just directed my attention to the outside material world. Now, when I bring the attention within me to look at this pure soul substance, which is from the Dravya Apeksha, substance perspective, when I'm looking at it, then I get engrossed and I get happiness and everything. When I'm looking at it, what am I looking at it? The soul substance, which has characteristics of Param Suddha Nishchayane. Just like that orange juice has a characteristics of certain way, and that's why you call that's orange juice, not apple juice. First, when we went to the market to buy the orange, then we make the differentiation from the other fruits. That okay, from other fruit, this is the orange. So I did my discriminator science there. But now when I brought the orange at home, that's a orange is a substance, has an attribute, has a mode and everything, and I want to extract the juice out of it. I want to extract substance out of it. So when I squeeze the juice out, that's the essence of my understanding, telling somebody that bring orange for me. So here, when we are looking at the from absolute point of view, what's the characteristics of from the soul? How can I differentiate soul from the other substances? Soul can be differentiated from the other substances because other substances do not have knowing mode. They don't have knowledge mode. So that's why I differentiated this is soul. But now when I enter into the soul by itself, this is the soul. Now, what is that soul? In that soul, what is most important thing for me? In that orange, what is most important thing? The juice. Same way, in the soul, when I'm entering the soul, what is the best thing that I would like to have in the soul? Then it's a substance perspective, which is a Param Suddha Nishchayane, from the supreme point of view. So these are the things ultimately I'm aiming. So first, I went outside and separated 6 universal substances from the soul. So once I came to the soul, now I entered the soul and said, what is the most important? Let's say I'm the thief right now. I go to the neighborhood and I said, where should I go and rob? Which house should I rob? So I just see the series of houses and I said, this house appears to be best for me because I'll get the money there. So I entered that house to rob. How did I decide? The rest of the houses, they look broken down, torn apart and everything, so they won't have any money. I will get money only from this house. So I entered that house. Now once I entered that house, do I go to the kitchen? Do I go to the laundry room? Do I go to bed? Where do I go to? I go to the place where they are hiding the locker. Wherever that locker is, I find it out and I attack that locker. Same way here, all the substances are there. I separated them out and I said, this is my soul substance. Okay, this is a soul substance. Once I enter the soul substance, then I say, but what is the most important thing in the soul? I would like to have it. Then Pariyai says, hey, you know what? I last only for one samay only. I'm transient in nature, so if you depend on me, you won't get anything out of it. Attribute says that, we are there, but we are, all the attribute says we are combined together, and our holding person, our holding guy is a soul substance, eternal soul substance. So I go and attack that one. So I put my faith on that one. So what is the characteristics of substance perspective, of eternal soul substance, which has a param suddha nishchay nahi. It's a pure form of things sitting inside. So that is the Naya I have to aim ultimately. If I aim on that one, if I aim on my param suddha nishchay nahi, that is my ultimate goal to achieve. Because yes, I know about the impure point of view, but they are transient. I know partial point of view because it's transient. I know pure absolute point of view, but it's transient in nature. This is the eternal. If I look at this guy, I will get permanent, everlasting happiness from within. For example, well, you guys are old enough to understand the the pendulum on a clock. Pendulum keeps on going from one side to other side continuously. Now, let's say that I tell you that, you know what, Priti, I want you to do meditation and keep your eye on pendulum and do meditation. Would you be able to do it? You will see like this, continuously like this, like this. So I can't do that. Similarly, if I keep on attention to the mode, will I get anything out of it? It's a transient in nature. So it can't help me. What is going to help me? Something which is eternal, which is unmovable, it remains there forever. And if I look at it, I get happiness from there. So that's why Param Suddha Nishchay or absolute perspective, I have to look that one, and that is my best bet to obtain happiness, which is going to come from within me. So these are the way I understand absolute point of view. So in absolute point of view, yes, this impure absolute point of view occurring within me. So I'm the owner of it. Of course, I want to throw it out, but still I'm the owner of it. Partial absolute point of view, I'm the owner of it, but it's transient in nature. Pure absolute point of view, I'm the owner, but it's transient because it lasts for one samay. Of course, lasts for one samay, and next samay the same thing, third samay the same thing, but still it's transient in nature. Each samay is transient. Here, it is forever and ever and ever. And it's there, it's there, it's there, it's there, it's there, never changing, never changing. So that's why I have to put my ultimate attention to this guy. Does it make sense? Yes, no?
Yes. Okay. Yes, thank you. That helps.
Okay. Now, knowing that one, let's try to dissect each one out and see what they try to tell us now. So, Asuddha Nishchay nahi means impure absolute point of view. Means now we are talking 1, 2, 3, and 4 guys in succession. Now we are trying to see what they mean. Same thing that we discussed so far, but in a nutshell. So absolute Asuddha Nishchay means impure absolute point of view. So what does it include? It includes soul's inclination of attachment and aversion, means rag and dvesh, means anger, deceit, ego, and greed, and ignorance. All those things are occurring in the soul's modification. They are transient in nature. We know that. We can remove them out with a proper understanding of myself and everything. So soul's inclusion of attachment and aversion is an impure absolute point of view. For example, soul's cognitive knowledge, scriptural knowledge, soul's matignan, sutagnan, avadhignan, manapariyagnan, all those things are also called impure absolute point of view. Why? Yes, why? Because cognitive knowledge means matignan. Scriptural knowledge is a sutagnan. They are imperfect knowledges in compared to omniscience knowledge. They are imperfect knowledges. And so, and plus, they are also associated with the scriptural knowledge occurring within me. That means my knowledge obscuring karma are less intense in fruition right now. That's why I have better scriptural knowledge today. Tomorrow I become Alzheimer patient and I have a rise of knowledge obscuring karma. They are covering my knowledge and everything, so my knowledge gets blunted. So that's why they are called impure absolute point of view. So if I say that the soul who is in Nigod, lowest form of life, or the soul who is in the first and second, one sense of soul, second sense living being, third sense living being, fourth sense living being, those things, they have cognitive knowledge, but they don't have scriptural knowledge. So if I say that a fourth fourth sense animal is having cognitive knowledge, what kind of absolute point of view you are going to give? Then you are going to say, I'm going to give them as impure absolute point of view. For example, I have sutagnan, I have scriptural knowledge. I don't have much knowledge. Let's say, okay, I know so much thing about whatever we are talking, but I don't have knowledge about cooking. I don't have knowledge about accounting. I don't have knowledge about how to drive, for example. So all those parts that I don't know, in which there is knowledge obscuring karma, are obstructing my knowledge. And so if I just say, I don't know cooking, what kind of Naya it is? It is impure, absolute, partial point of view. Then comes next one. Ek desh shuddha desh means there's a partial, absolute point of view. Means, remember here, what is this gunsthanak over here we are going to give? It's going to be first spiritual development stage, right? Because I have the anger, deceit, ego, greed and everything there. So it's a first spiritual development stage. Now when I come to Ek Desh Shuddha Nishchay means partial absolute point of view. That means I just have realized my soul. Means my faith, which was directed to alien objects of the universe, now it is directed to my eternal soul substance. Eternal soul substance. I bring my attention to my eternal soul substance here. This guy. So that's that. When I bring that attention to that eternal soul substance, then my modification occurring is called partial absolute point of view. So soul's mode of right faith, right knowledge and right conduct means samyak darshan, samyak gnan, samyak charitra, charitrani paryay. They are called partial absolute point of view. Partial purity is there. So that's a 4 to 12 spiritual development stage. Fourth it started, then fourth onwards spirituality increases and my purity increases and it goes up to 12th spiritual development stage. Then Shuddha Nishchay means pure absolute partial point of view. That means it's a soul's omniscient knowledge. Soul is a complete knowledge right now, but still this omniscient knowledge is in the modal perspective. And so that is also called a pure absolute point of view. Purity is there, but I'm talking from modal perspective right now. Because it's transient. Transient means every summer it's there, next summer is there, third summer is there, fourth summer. It keeps on coming, because I'm looking at a modal perspective. I'm looking at the pendulum right now. And then I'm coming to Param Suddha Nishchay Nahi, means Nai from supreme pure soul perspective. This Nai is from substantial perspective. This eternal soul substance, that's where that's my bull's eye. That's where I had to aim. That's where I aim. That's where my aim is, and then I can get purity. It's non-relativistic. So that is important word right now. We are throwing it in. It does not depend on any external thing. Means it's nirapeks. Means it's there by itself, freestanding. It doesn't need anybody's help. To further define that one, the mode over here, for example, when I have rag and dvesh over here, asuddha nishchay nahi, means it depends on the rise of karma on the other side. Fruition of karma is there, and as a result, I become anger, deceit, ego, greed. Simple thing. How did I become angry? Because my brother pulled my leg, for example. So I become angry. So to me to become angry, I need to have some external force. And that external force, closest I have is a karma fruition. So karma fruition is there, and that's why I have inclination of attachment, inclination of aversion, anger, deceit, ego, greed. So it is having relativistic relationship with the rise of karma, fruition of karma. Same thing. Ek desh shuddha nishchay nahi, there is partially some of the karma gets shaded off, and that's why the purity occurred within me. So this is also related to the karma. Third one, Suddha Nishchay Nahi means absolute, pure, absolute point of view, means absence of karma. Karma got totally dissociated from me. So again, karma. They are, so their relationship is there. So these three guys have the relationship with the external thing, which is called karma. This fourth one, substantial perspective, he has no relationship to anybody at all. It's pure within. That gold sitting in the gold mine is a pure within. It doesn't need anybody's help to say I'm pure. Same way, substance, when it's pure, it doesn't need anybody's help to say that it's pure. Yes, because this substance in the mode gets attached to the karma and everything, that's why the pure problem occurs. So here what we are talking here in the nirpeks, so this is non-relativistic. It has no relationship with anybody. I'm pure forever, whether I'm in Nigod or 1 to 5 cents, or I'm having a Samyak Darshan, or I'm Omniscient Lord, or I'm Siddha Bhagwan, but soul is a pure forever. So it's called nirpeks. So absolute point of view, impure absolute point of view, asuddha nishchay nahi means I'm engrossed with increase of attachment and aversion. Ragi chu, dvesi chu. That kind of feeling occurring within me, that means I have impure absolute point of view. I am angry person. I'm egoistic person. I'm a greedy person. That means I have impure absolute point of view. Now, absolute point of view with partial purity, ekdesh shuddha nishchay means I have mode of enlightenment. Samyak darshi jeev chu. Marama samyak darshan che. I am enlightened person. If I talk that way, that means it's an absolute point of view from partial purity perspective. Then comes absolute point of view with complete purity. The Mahavir Swami Bhagwan, He obtained his omniscience knowledge at age 42, and from 42 all the way up to age 72, for 30 years, he remained in omniscience phase. So if Mahavir is walking right now, he will say, I have a complete purity within me. So I have having mode of omniscience within me. Hu keval gnani chu, Mahavir will say. So that means if Mahavir will say, Hu keval gnani chu, I'm with the omniscience knowledge, that means he's talking from the absolute point of view with complete purity. And absolute purity with a supreme pure soul, Param Shuddha Nishchay means partial point of view showing eternal true nature of the soul. Eternal true nature of the soul, regardless of its own modification. The soul is present in Nigod, lowest form of life, forever and ever and ever and ever. That soul is there. But from eternal true nature, to eternal perspective, that soul is a pure. It's a supreme pure soul. Of course, his modifications are messed up, but soul as a substance is pure. So these are the way we are dividing those four things. Quickly, if I can take one more minute probably. Yes. Quickly, this slide summarizes everything that we are talking about right now. Conventional point of view, absolute point of view. Conventional point of view, number one, symbolic, impure, synthetic, means upcharit, asadbhut vyavhar nahi. The one in which I say, this is my house, this is my computer, this is my car, this is my money. That is called upcharit, asadbhut vyavhar nahi. Okay, next one. Literal, impure, synthetic point of view means anupcharit asadbhut vyavhar nahi, means this is my body. I am Kirit, or my eyes are very, very strong. My ears are pretty good, or I'm getting deaf right now. Means that sense and my soul occupying same space unit. So anupcharit asadbhut vyavhar nahi, literal, impure, synthetic point of view. Third one is symbolic, pure, synthetic point of view. Upcharit sadbhut vyavhar nahi. Upcharit sadbhut vyavhar nahi means I have rag and dvesh occurring within me, but they can be removed, and that's why it's called upcharit sadbhut vyavhar nahi. And then anupcharit sadbhut vyavhar nahi means I have a knowledge attribute, I have a faith attribute, I have conduct, etc. feeling to occur. That is called literal, pure, synthetic point of view. So number one, 4 is better than 3, 3 is better than 2, 2 is better than 1. But ultimately, when I go from 1, 2, 3, 4, ultimately I have to aim on the Param Shuddha Nishchay nahi. I have to aim over here ultimately. This solid yellow line will take me over here. That is my destination final. So I keep on increasing my purity from 1 to 2 to 3 to 4, and ultimately I aim to go to Param Shuddha Nishchay. Or from other things, if you look around, from modal perspective, Ashuddha Nishchay nahi, Ekdesh Shuddha Nishchay nahi, Shuddha Nishchay nahi, but ultimately my aim has to Param Shuddha Nishchay nahi. So ultimately in whole schema that we see, this purple guy is, dark purple guy is most important. That's where my attention has to be directed to understand partial point of view. That is called my Naya. So this is what we have to understand. This is what we have to learn. Now, next week, what we are going to do.
Kirit, uncle, you're calling it partial point of view. I would think the dark purple is not partial. That's the pure.
No, it's a pure, but still, because.
Why are you calling it partial?
Because Nai means, partial point of view means Nai. Nai means it is the way to speak, the way to present. That's what the Nai is. Nai means my expression of my opinion. That's called Nai. Now,
perspective.
now, hold on to that. Now, in partial point of view means, for example, I am Kirit, number one. I'm Rishi's father. I am Ritu's brother. I am Rina's father. I am Santa Ben's son. I am somebody's grandson. I am somebody's grandfather. So all those perspective that you are throwing it is called partial point of view. Partial point of view. But when I look everything completely upon the substance, in the sense, let's say that my brother knows me completely everything. He knows whose father I am, whose son I am, whose grandson I am, whose grandpa I am, what kind of professional I was, how much money I had it, how I become angry quick, and all those. He knows completely everything about me. That is called organ of knowledge, complete knowledge. But out of that's called praman jnan. But out of which, right now, important thing for him to sitting in front of me, he says, Kirit is my brother. Means he put all other partial point of view secondary, and he made one thing primarily. Same way here, Param Shuddha Nishchayana is there, everything else is also present. But we just made everybody secondary, and we just put this one as a primary. And that's why it's called partial point of view.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Good. Now, next week, what we are going to do, it's going to be very interesting. That now we have the skeleton ready in our mind, that what is partial point of view and everything, what is a great point of view, what's conventional point of view. We understand that part. But now we have to put the nitty-gritty thing in actual practice and see what is the important. Why do I have to have this guy important? What is there? What is this? So those are the things we'll be talking, and it will be lots of fun. I can just give you a quick thing about it, what is going to come next week. Where is my Excel sheet? Yes. It's going to be from here. For example, we'll be talking Upcharit Asadbud Vyavarne. We are going to go through all these things, why it's important. What is the name of it? What is the subject? What is it? What it is? What happens? How it is accepted? How it is discarded? All those things we are going to learn about it. So once we have done these things, we have really tons and tons of knowledge in front of us. This is Upcharit Asadbud Vyavarne. Then we'll talk about Anupcharit Asadbud Vyavarne. Then we'll talk about Upcharit Sadbud Vyavarne. Then we'll talk about Anupcharit Sadbud Vyavarne. Then we'll talk Ashuddha Nishchayana, Ekya Shuddha Nishchayana, Shuddha Nishchayana, and Param Shuddha Nishchayana. So these are the things coming next a couple of weeks' time, So it will give us, but so until now we understood theory part of it, but what's the practicality of it? That we'll be learning from that side, Any questions so far? It's a lot, it's a really a tough subject, but you guys are guys and gals, you are very, very receptive. You understand it very well. You remain with the subject, and that is very important thing. Because once we understand this part, then come to the 11th stanza, and you just say, "Wow, what Gurudev found the meaning of all this thing? How important!" You will have a amazing feeling at that time, I'm sorry, I'm already about 7-8 minute time from our Skype time. Any questions so far?
Kirit, can we pick up the pace a little next week?
Okay, because we'll have to, because I know you want to pick up the pace, but those are the things that we have to understand each night properly. Because if we don't, then we'll fall down to the pitfalls in the future coming.
Kindly send this slide by email.
Yes, I'll send it out tonight. Okay. Okay. Thanks.
Have you sent out anything?
Yeah, go ahead.
Have you sent out anything? Because I haven't received anything.
No, I'll send it out tonight. I'll send it out. Okay.
Okay. All right.
Shall we do something now? Okay. जावाणी के ज्ञान से सूझे लोकालोक, सोवाणी मस्तक नमो सदा देत हूँ तो। 9 times नमो का मंत्र। नमो गच्छामि निकटम। जय जय।
Hare Krishna.
Thank you.
So, Jai Jai.
जय जय।